Listen to me. You are not weak. You are not desperate. You are not broken. You are simply healing. And healing, real healing, takes distance, silence, and strength. No contact is not revenge. No contact is not a manipulation tactic. No contact is self-respect. It's not about teaching them a lesson. It's about reminding yourself of your worth. They had access to your heart, your mind, your time, your love, and they mishandled it. So now they don't. Not because you hate them, not because you're bitter, but because you're choosing peace over pain. You're choosing clarity over confusion. You're choosing yourself finally. And don't let your emotions trick you. Because, yes, there will be moments when the silence gets loud. There will be nights when the memory bites harder than the cold. But you are not going to break. You will not crawl back. You will not beg. Because the version of you that tolerated less is dead. You are no longer a victim of your own softness. This silence is not empty. It's sacred. Please pay to what I'm saying. It's your battlefield where your mind regains its power, where your heart learns new rhythms without chaos, where your soul finally breathes. Don't check the phone. Don't stalk their social media. Don't decode indirect posts. That's not healing. That's reopening wounds. Every second of silence is a step toward power. To what I'm saying. You don't need closure. You don't need closure from someone who couldn't even give you honesty. I'm saying. You don't need explanations from someone who used your kindness as convenience. You are not in punishment, you're in preparation. Because once you fully embrace no contact, you don't just let go of them. I'm saying, you rise. You rise above emotional dependence. Pay attention to what I'm saying. You rise into your purpose. You rise into the version of yourself they were too blind to see. So stay strong. Stay silent. Stay focused. Because one day they'll remember you. But by then, you'll be too far gone. When you go no contact, people around you might misunderstand your silence. They might say you're being cold, heartless, or playing games. But this isn't about them. It's about you. You're not ignoring someone saying. You're not ignoring someone to punish them. You're stepping back to protect your peace. No contact is a boundary, not a weapon. It's not rooted in hate. It's rooted in healing. It's you realizing that continuing communication with someone who disrespected, devalued, pleasing to what I'm saying, or discarded you only prolongs your pain. You're not cutting them off to get even. You're cutting them off because you finally recognize that your energy, your love, your presence to what I'm saying should never be taken for granted again. People think strength is confrontation, but sometimes real strength is silence. It's refusing to argue, refusing to chase, refusing to beg for the bare minimum. When you go no contact, you are saying, I deserve better, even if no one else says it to you. This is about self-respect to what I'm saying. This is about standing tall when everything inside you wants to collapse. Please pay attention to what I'm saying. It's about loving yourself so deeply that you refuse to keep the door open for someone who constantly slammed it in your face. You're not seeking revenge. You're seeking rebirth. And that starts with reclaiming your voice by choosing not to speak. Not to speak. So many people are conditioned to believe that walking away is cruelty. That silence to what is betrayal, and that choosing yourself is selfish. Please pay attention to what I'm saying. But there comes someone when you realize that staying in contact with someone who constantly drains you is the real betrayal. The betrayal of your own soul. To what I'm saying? When you decide to go no contact, you're not leaving them behind with hatred. You're walking away with tired hands and a worn out heart that can no longer carry what was never meant to be yours. Saying, you are not the villain for stepping away from chaos. You are the survivor of it. Choosing yourself means finally saying, I matter to him. In a world where you were always expected to give and never receive. It's easy to mislabel your silence as abandonment. Please pay attention to what I'm saying, especially if you've been the one holding everything together. But the truth is, you're not abandoning them. You're not abandoning them. You're refusing to abandon yourself any longer. You spent so long minimizing your needs, shrinking your voice, and tolerating things you never deserved. Now, you're choosing boundaries over burnout, love over self-sacrifice. This is not a rejection of them. It's a reunion with yourself. You are showing up for, I'm saying, for the person who got ignored every time you tried to fix what they kept breaking. You. And now, finally, you're listening to the voice within that says, no more. At first, the silence during no contact can feel like a void, like something is missing. Because you were once so used to the noise, the messages, the late night calls, the constant checking, even the arguments. But as the silence stretches, I'm saying, sacred begins to happen. That space you once feared becomes the very space where once feared becomes the very space where you start hearing your own voice again. The voice that was buried under compromise, under confusion, under constant emotional noise. In that silence, you don't just sit alone. You meet yourself again. You rediscover your intuition, your inner strength, your buried self-worth. Every quiet moment becomes a mirror, showing you what I'm saying, tolerated, and what you're truly capable of. This silence doesn't weaken you. It sharpens you. To what I'm saying, it's not a hollow space of absence. It's a holy ground of healing. When you step back and go silent, masks start falling. To what I'm saying, the person who once pretended to care might not even check in, and the promises they made begin to echo with emptiness. The silence becomes a test to what I'm saying, and only the truth survives it. No contact has a way of stripping away. No contact illusion. It reveals who actually valued you and who only valued your presence when it was convenient. The real ones will feel your absence. The real ones will feel your absence deeply, to what I'm saying. But the fake ones will quickly replace you or pretend you never mattered. And that's not your loss. It's your clarity. And as the lies unravel and the fog clears, take to what I'm saying. You begin to see who you were in that relationship versus who you really are. Attention to what I'm saying. You start to rise into your authentic self. The one who doesn't have to beg for love. To what I'm saying, prove their worth, perform for acceptance. In that elevation, please pay attention to what I'm saying. You become untouchable to the people who once fed off your confusion. Closure is often a lie we tell ourselves to justify staying connected to someone who already let us go. We wait for explanations, apologies, one last talk that we think will finally set us free. Will finally set us free. But the truth is, if they truly cared, they would have given you clarity long before the silence. When you go no contact, you begin to understand. You begin to understand. Doesn't come from their words. It comes from your decision to no longer need them. Attention to what I'm saying. You realize the very person who hurt you cannot be the one to heal you. Their silence, their indifference, their avoidance is the closure. And the longer you stay away, to what I'm saying, the more you realize you can write the ending yourself on your terms, in your own strength. Please pay attention to what I'm saying. You don't need them to validate your pain or confirm your worth. You already know what you felt, and you already know what you deserve. So now, stand tall in your silence. Hold your ground in the distance. Let them wonder. Let them question. Pay attention to what I'm saying. Let them feel the emptiness they created to what I'm saying. Because you're not waiting at the door anymore. You closed it, locked it, and walked away with your head held high. This no contact journey isn't just about letting someone go. It's about finally returning home to yourself. What I'm saying, and when you look in the mirror, you'll no longer see someone broken by love. You'll see someone rebuilt by self, respect, healed by distance, and crowned by inner strength. You stayed strong. You stayed silent. And now, to what I'm saying, you rise.